Here to share her story from Wickford, Essex, in the UK, please welcome director Georgie Sneddon.
There's a lot of people in here, and it looks much scarier from up here than it did from down there. So I'm Georgie, I'm a director from Essex, and I have been asked to come and talk to you about finding your own sunshine. Now, the last few years in our business have been quite difficult, and I'm sure everybody has had bumps in the road, and we're all sitting in this room hoping that the next few days are going to give us that revitalisation for our businesses and that we're going to go away feeling like we're ready to take on the world. Now, goals in this business are huge. You'll hear people talk about goal setting all the time. However, I'm not actually the biggest fan of goals. It's great to have a dream and it's great to set yourself challenges and to set goals, but ultimately, sometimes you're setting yourself up to fail because that goal is too big. You think too big, too fast. And this business you've got to be in it for the long haul. Now, it's all about perspective. That's the first thing that I'm going to talk to you about. And that perspective is, I like to set a secondary goal. Now, by that, I mean that if you set a goal, so you say, okay, this month I'm going to hit 2,000 PRV and I'm going to recruit 2 people. That's amazing. Go out there, run, try and do that. Now, if you get to the end of that month and that doesn't happen, that's okay, because as long as you did the things that you should be doing, you're still succeeding. So if you still had those recruitment conversations, you still spoke to 5 people, they may not have joined yet, but you still did the things that you needed to do, that's not a failure. That's going and setting the perspective that you're going in the right direction. And things aren't always going to go our way. Like, the biggest thing in this business is that you have to have resilience and you have to be disciplined. Now, resilience is something that I don't think we're born with. You have to teach yourself to be resilient, and it's such a huge part of your Scentsy journey. You've got to not compare yourself to other people. How many people in this room in the last 2 years have compared their business to somebody else's and thought that they're not doing a great job? See, that's a lot of hands. Like, it's your business. It's here, it's yours. You're an independent consultant. You just have to make sure that you're doing the things that are relevant to your goals. And always think, and this is, I can't actually see where they are, they're somewhere down there lost in the lights. One of my lovely friends, Nick, and I know Heidi Westmoreland, it came from her originally, one of the phrases that we use in our team is better done than perfect. If you did something, you got up and you showed up for your business, that's okay, and it's better done than perfect. You still did something, and that's what you need to be doing every day. Now, this business is applicable to everyone. This is a perfect fit for anybody from all walks of life, and you can work this business to earn £50 for the food shop or $50 for the food shop to put food on the table. You can earn it just to get your own free Scentsy. You can work it that way, or you can run with it and go all the way to SSD. It depends what you want out of it. So you can have it as a hobby or you can have it as a business. Either one of those is absolutely fine. You don't have to come into this business and do what someone else is doing. You come into this business and you do what you want to do for you and what works for you. But ultimately, you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Is it a hobby or is it a business? Once you've made that choice on what you want to be and where you want to be in this business, you will start to see success grow. Because you're happy in yourself. Happiness is an inside job, and it's up to you to know what you want and not let other people influence that. You may recruit somebody that wants to be a director, and they may run and sail past you all the way to the sky because you only joined because you want free wax. That doesn't make them any more important than you. You are important, but you have to make that choice to be okay with where you are in your business. Now, once you've made that choice, something that the lovely Deb, who's sitting right in front of me, making me really nervous, taught us in leadership a couple of years ago, is that everybody has a superpower. And as consultants and as leaders, if you take on those superpowers and you find other people's superpowers, your business flourishes without you even realizing. Now, within that, I like to tell my team to go off and find their zone of genius. Now, you're probably thinking, what on earth is that? Your zone of genius is, what do you love about this business? Now, some people love sampling. Me, I don't like anything that's faffy. It's too much effort. I'm not a pretty person. I see you guys making crates and treat bags and all sorts, and that's just not for me. I like maths, I like numbers, I like the practical side of it. I like meeting people. Now, if you're finding your business difficult at the moment, I urge you to go and find your zone of genius. What lights your Scentsy fire? Go and do that. That's where you need to start to get out of this dip. Go and find what it is that you love and do that. Do that for like 2 months. Don't stress about anything else. Just go do that. So if that's you want to go party, go party. If you want to go and sit in a coffee shop and give out samples and talk to a bunch of randoms for 2 months and meet loads of new people, do that. Because you will start to see your business growing because you are enjoying it and you are falling in love with it all over again. And that in turn helps you to then stay in your own lane. You are an independent consultant. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. It doesn't matter when you get to that finish line, because with Scentsy, as we've seen from Heidi and Orville and, from Colette, there isn't a finish line. This business is endless, and it doesn't matter how fast you run up that mountain, you've still got to come back down the other side, but then where do you go? You're going to keep going. And it may get harder at certain milestones. If you're running a marathon, your knee may give way at mile 10 and you think, I really can't do this. But then it may get easier because you get to a bit that's going downhill and you gain some momentum. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And you have to be kind to yourself. And if you're kind to yourself and you're doing the right things and you're finding your zone of genius and you've got that passion for your business, I promise you, you will see things grow. Now, one of our lovely directors who I know is watching virtually, our lovely friend Wendy, she has a saying that was one of the first trainings I ever watched, and it's called The Backpack of Life. It's on YouTube. I highly urge that anybody goes to find Wendy Jane Howe's The Backpack of Life. And what her dad taught her from a really young age was he made her stand in front of the mirror and say, I am special just because I am me, and there's no one else in the world quite like me. And that is so true. If you look to your left and you look to your right and you look all around this room, every single person in this business is completely different, but every single one of you is special. Every single one of you has your own zone of genius, your own reason for being with Scentsy. And for that reason alone, you need to stay in your lane and be yourself and run with it. Don't compare yourself. Don't get dredged into comparing yourself scrolling on social media. Just do what you love and your Scentsy business will flourish. Run that marathon and run it with all your heart. Thank you. Now, just show up. How many people can say that there's days where they get up and they don't show up? I mean, I have. I'm guilty of that. We all are. But as long as you've done something, that's better than nothing. Better done than perfect. Just make that choice. And if that choice may change along the way, in that you, for example, if you're going on holiday, you may make that choice that, do you know what, I'm going to spend time with my family. So this month, my Scentsy may be a bit of a hobby because my priority is my holiday. Next month, you may have something massive to pay for that you want it to be, gain some momentum. Just do what works for you. And when you stop putting yourself under pressure, you stop trying to find systems that are never going to work for you. You stop trying to find systems that, you know, are just not practical for your life. You will see it grow. Now, I have a full-time job. I have 3 children. My life is chaos. But I make a choice to show up for my Scentsy business day in, day out. And that may be that it's more of a blog, in that I've just put up a post saying, I've had a coffee this morning because my child kept me up all night, and now I'm going to go and sit at my desk and hope I don't fall asleep. But I showed up. Might not be relevant to selling Scentsy, but I showed up. I did something. I still engaged with my customers. Do not be so hard on yourself. I think so many people have fallen into the trap of making excuses and saying, no, I can't do that, that's hard. No, I can't do what she does because she does it better than me. Or no, he does that amazingly, that's not what I can do. Why can't you? You just got to show up and you've got to try. And once you stop making excuses and you start finding what it is that you love about your business and you just concentrate on your own lane, you will soar. And whatever it is that you want from this business will happen, I promise you. Now, I found a quote and I thought it was quite appropriate because we sell warmers that are run by light bulbs. And Thomas Edison was the inventor of the light bulb. And he said, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always just to try one more time. Now, you've all made the commitment to come here to SFR. That means that you love Scentsy. That means that you want to do well in your business. So I urge you, take this experience and soak it up. Stop making excuses and make the choice to show up for your business and come back to SFR next year and walk this stage as a director. Or if you're a brand new consultant, come to SFR next year and stand on this stage and say, I hit shooting star, I hit my sensational start. Or even come to SFR next year and say, do you know what, that lady spoke last year and she said that I needed to go out and get what I wanted and I did that. And that may be that just that you put food on the table all year. Do that. That's fine, but make the choice and move as fast as you can, and we will see Scentsy pivot and come back, and all of us will be literally at the top of that mountain together. Now, I'm going to end on this quote, which is very appropriate, I think, about being kind to yourself. Don't walk through the world looking for evidence that you don't belong, because you will always find it. Don't walk through the world looking for evidence that you're not enough, because you will always find it. Don't walk through the world looking for reasons to not do, because you'll find them. Our worth, our belonging, our success in our businesses, our happiness are not negotiated by other people. That's inside of you. That's your decision, that's your choice, and that's your heart. So make the choice and show up for your business. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Georgie. Such amazing takeaways. Thank you so much for coming across the pond and speaking in front of thousands of people. How brave was that? Let's give Georgie one more big round of applause.